Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys blues, 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends used to bug. Long boys blues, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 1975, and welcome to a video I've been waiting forever to make. That's right, my Sega Mega Drive Mini finally showed up. It's been an absolutely excruciating wait because the release date got delayed in this country by 2 weeks. I'm not sure why, other than we're the UK and we always get the short end of the stick when it comes to things like this. But I'm super excited, and I'm super relieved because anyone who follows me on Facebook will know that myself and Amazon Prime don't have the best relationship. I've lost count of the number of parcels they've delivered to the wrong house. It's frustrating. It's even more frustrating to watch their app, which gives you the exact position of the vehicle, and see it pass your house about 5 times. But that's not about that, because this finally showed up. Yes, I'm very late to the party because, although today is October the 4th and the day it's officially released, but obviously the rest of the world got it, well, not Europe, I guess, you know, North America and Japan got it 2 weeks ago. And obviously certain, you know, YouTubers got, you know, early review consoles by Sega themselves. So I'm still going to do it because it's Sega. Anyone who knows me know this is my favourite console of all time. I know there's a certain irony that I'm wearing a ZX Spectrum shirt when I say that, but yeah. However, as a few people have pointed out when I mentioned I was getting this, if you watch the start or the intro of my video, you will see that my I have a Japanese Mega Drive. I have one now. I had one back in the day. I'm pretty sure you know this if you follow me. I couldn't be asked to wait for the UK launch of it, so I I ordered a Japanese one sort of a year or so before it came out, maybe a year and a half before it came out in the UK. And then the birth of this YouTube channel, there's a bunch of videos if you go to my playlist about Japanese Mega Drive games. Where I try to repiece and finally do the exact Japanese game collection I had as a kid, barring 1 or 2 Genesis and 1 or 2 UK Mega Drive. So why did I get this one? Well, I was a bit kind of oohing and ahhing and thinking, do I really want this? Because there are a million ways. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like mini consoles. There are a million ways I can play Mega Drive games through tons and tons of emulation. I have a Mega Drive Pi, I have a Japanese Mega Drive, I have a UK Mega Drive, I have a Genesis, I have a Model 1 Mega Drive, Model 2 Mega Drive, I have many EverDrives. I have, you know, many compilations such as on the PSP, on the 360, on the Xbox One. I have my modded PSP, which in itself, ignoring the game collection on it, I have a bunch of ROMs on there. But I'm not gonna lie, minis are my bread and butter. I have a PlayStation Mini, which is alright if you buy it now, super cheap. I have a NES Mini, a SNES Mini, and a whole bunch of knockoff Chinese tats minis pretending to be other minis. I just like them. Not only they look great on your shelf, but they're also awesome. So yeah, I just thought, you know what? I'm not going to get the Japanese one, partly because when I went to try and get the Japanese one, because I was oohing and ahhing about getting this because of what I just said, having many ways to play ROMs, the initial batch had been pre-ordered, and I thought, do you know what? The ROMs on this are 60 hertz. You can change them into Japanese ROMs. And I never had a UK Mega Drive back in the day, so I'm going to go with this. And right off the bat, I can tell you it looks fantastic. I may have not had a UK Mega Drive back in the day, but I've seen enough of the boxes to know that that looks absolutely fantastic. Completely reminiscent of the original UK PAL Mega Drive boxes. It looks lovely. See the quality there. That stuck on for Europe, not a fan of that. You know, your side, your picture of your consoles and your controller. 2 controllers on the front, 16-bit. I don't know why it's got an A certification of 16. Is that because of the games on it? And obviously Sonic, their most famous and ultimately their mascot. And then on the back, it's got 40 classic games. Now, we were initially worried about this, weren't we? Because it was going to be made by At Games. And I own some At Games stuff, and at best, well, one of the consoles I own is acceptable. But we thought, for your flagship console, Sega, no. So they handed the emulation to M2. So we're expecting brilliant, brilliant, brilliant things. I've seen a few people pick apart some of it. I'm going to have a little play in this video, nothing too, long before I round up and stuff like that. But I guess it's one of those things, unless you're prepared to stick it alongside the actual original beast, what are you going to notice? And do you know what? £69. I don't know what the Mini Genesis is, and I don't know what the Japanese one is. I don't know what this costs in Australia or Europe, but I'm completely fine with £69 because for that's a lot of games. That's twice the games that the SNES Mini got, which I think is obviously Sega stamping their authority on the Mini. And from what I've seen, this has got some amazing attention to detail. You know the games. You basically got Alex Kidd, Order Beast. I'm just going to, fire some out there. Mickey Mouse, Castle of Legion, Shinobi 3, Street to Rage 2. No, Street to Rage 1. I'm going to basically repeat a bunch of stuff that people have said. But yeah, look, there you go. Look at the games for yourself. But I'm pretty sure you either own one of these and just curious as to what I'm going to say, or you know what's on it because you've been waiting a long bloody time. But look, and also, unlike the PlayStation Classic, good box. Very, very nice, solid box. Just as well, because the box that Amazon sent it into, there was so much spare room and no padding. If it was the PlayStation one, it would have been in pieces now. You got your pull-out flap. I like that. I do like the fact that it's sturdy. Is it not in a tray? I thought it was going to be in a tray. I don't know. I can live with that, because I'm going to play it. This is not going to be a display model. Oh, the pads, well protected, I guess, because you don't want it to get scratched. Actually, it's pretty good. It is in the tray, I think. Of sorts, no. 2 pads. I could have ordered the 6-button pads. I may well at some point. I don't know. I can live without them because the games I want to play on it. I mean, I've got Street Fighter and enough other things that I can live without it. HDMI cable, don't care what anyone says. You can never have enough of these. If it pisses off the green brigade, well, I'll live with that. Micro USB cable for charging. Instructions. Why did we get it 2 weeks late? Does anyone know that? I'm not going to read them. We don't really need to read them, do we? And there is the Ickle machine itself. I watch videos and you're like, it's a lot smaller than I think it would be. Even just from looking at this, it's a lot smaller than I think it would be. Thought it would be. Something like that. I do like the fact as well that it's got something over the dust flap for extra protection. I know, I'm a little bit anal. I'm going to keep all the baggies because that's how I roll. Do you know what? Right, it's obviously a lot smaller than a SNES. I guess because the actual size of the Model 1 console is profile, but that is stunning. Look at that. I mean, well, I've got a Japanese one here to show you because it's how I wanted to do a comparison of size. Obviously, I wasn't a fan of the fact that this was white on the English one back in the day, but I could live with that. It's a small thing, and that the buttons are white when they should be blue. But, I mean, it does nothing. I don't want the Tower of Awesome or whatever it is, that tower where you can put on a Sega CD and you can put a 32X and then put a cartridge. I really don't care for that. If people like that, then good for them. I mean, I know it looks awesome, but that is exceptional attention to detail. That you got a flap there. Obviously, you got your USB charger. You've got your HDMI out. You've got your volume switch, which I never used headphones back in the day. We all went on about, I got 10 channel sound. It's stereo and I can use headphones. But I never did, and I always played it on a mono TV. Who knew? But yeah, does nothing. Who cares? It slides. I like that. On, off, works. And your reset button works. And I know everyone's done this, but your expansion port, if you want to connect it to a Mega CD. I do think, I'm just going to say this quickly, because the PC Engine Mini, I know this isn't about that console, it's got a Super Graphics game on it, and it's got a CD game on it, albeit in this country you won't be able to play it because it's in Japanese, but that's not the point. I really do think, I know other people have said that, they could have put at least one CD game on it, such as Sonic CD. I know because of licensing issues and stuff like that, maybe, but pretty sure they could have put Sonic CD on it. Pretty sure they couldn't put Sonic 3 on it because of the so-called Michael Jackson, that's how Sean Connery says it, Jackson music links. But yeah, and possibly put a 32X game on it. Maybe, well, Star Wars wouldn't have happened, but maybe the 32X Space Harrier, so we got a proper Space Harrier. But that's a small point, because you can argue it's a Mega Drive Mini, and those are peripherals that require the Mega Drive to run, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I do like this a lot. Like the fact it actually makes a point of telling you it says HDMI out on it. But yeah, that is a really, really nice looking console. But if you can't really see or appreciate how mini it is, because I know the NES and SNES Mini are nothing compared to the size of the original consoles, this is even smaller. That's a Model 1 Mega Drive right there. Granted, that's my Model 1 Japanese Mega Drive. I love you, Japanese Mega Drive. Don't worry, this little dude's not replacing you. This is the beast I play Street Fighter on still with 6-button pads. Again, I might get them, but look, it's unbelievably small. In fact, and this is the HDMI Last Act games that I only bought. I've got a video on it because it was 25 quid and it's got working cartridge slot, and I was curious about, you know, how road crashes work in real life. So that's why I own it. But I mean, I thought this was reasonably small, and you could argue it was a mini console. But yeah, that's, I think it's aesthetics. I cannot do it enough justice. Are absolutely fantastic. Just moving my Japanese Mega Drive because I don't want to. No. Oh, you can stay there at games. Yeah, my Japanese Mega Drive, because I don't want anything to happen to that baby. I've owned it for 8 years now. As I said, it's the birth of this channel. That, honestly, that is such a nice looking machine. Again, it's the, you know, the UK colours. I can live with that. Let's have a look at one of the pads. They're USB, aren't they? Obviously, Nintendo went with their own proprietary thing, but I can handle it being USB. I can tell you right off the bat now, because I still play my Mega Drive a lot, and there's no denying that the 3-button pad, you know, the 6 buttons that, you know, succeeded it, are amazing and comfortable and ergonomic and stuff like that. But the 3-button pads at the time were ergonomic and so far advanced of the 8-bit pads, like, you know, the brick with a, you know, square rectangular NES, and alright, the Master System was slightly more ergonomic because it wasn't so sharp edges, but this curve, you know, hand form was just brilliant. It's the colour of the PAL one, obviously. I do have a genuine PAL pack, because I do have a couple of PAL Mega Drives, but off the top of your head, you cannot feel, at least, a difference. Running in HD, because other people talked about input lag and stuff like that, or, you know, on digital TVs and things like that. I don't honestly know, but I can honestly say I cannot feel, button-wise and D-pad-wise, the difference. Obviously, this is 30 years old. This is my the one that came with my Japanese Mega Drive. Look, comparison, brilliant. I mean, obviously they had to do this because of the NES and SNES ones, but look, that's I'm looking at the back actually, and there is some difference, but is that because this is a Japanese pad and this is a PAL pad? By that I mean, look at the sort of inner bit. It's more prominent, or bigger, I should say. Or is it? I don't know. It's a thing. Weird. But I can tell you, Japanese one, this one, it's got a more matte finish. I know this is like over the top, you know, anal retentive shit, but yeah. But the D-pad, and I know this is 30 years old, so you'd expect it to be loose. The D-pads feel pretty much identical, you know. So from a point of looking at it, it looks absolutely fantastic. From a point of, you know, the pads, at least, you know, ergonomically, how they feel, how they look before how they necessarily perform on the unit, they look absolutely fantastic. Well, that means there's only one thing left. We have to plug it in and see how it performs. So I just powered it up. It runs in 720. The light actually lights up on the unit. I'm not sure I thought it wouldn't, which is a nice touch. And so you got all these languages. No idea what that one is. English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, and I don't know what they are. I do know, however, if we go to, I'm guessing that's actually Japanese then. I'm a fool! Go with that. And then we get the games listed with a Japanese box art, the Japanese logo at the top of the screen. So that's really cool. So that means if you didn't pick up a Japanese one like I did but wanted to, you still get the Japanese ROMs. But obviously isn't Musha on the Japanese one? And look, a box that would be small It's cool. I mean, I only own one Japanese game that would be in a small box, and that's Batman. But they do exist, so that's kind of cool. You can sort your games up here, but look, I just think that's amazing. Let's just confirm that one is in Japanese. I don't know why I would do that, but that's such a nice touch that you can play them as their Japanese ROMs. That makes me very happy. There we go. 1989. There we go. So that's really cool. Oh, it's got borders. You can get rid of that. I will be getting rid of that. And you can set it to 16:9, I believe. But there we go. And you can set scan lines and stuff like that. But there you go. It's the Japanese version. Pause. Option. How do we get out of the game? Well, hang on. Let's have a quick. Are scan lines? They look like they're on. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but you know, they're default, are they? I can't throw any lag. But yeah, so we got Japanese ROMs. That's really cool. So that means I'm not gonna, you know, lose my my tea and shit over when I need to sleep. Oh, over. I just worked out what I've got to. Yeah, lose any shit and sleep and tea over the fact that I didn't get a Japanese one. Would have preferred it, but hey, I never say never. I might do. So I'm assuming we just reset it. Yoink. So reset on the console activates your save states, right? Well, we know we can select Japanese stuff, so hang on. I'm gonna go into the UK menu for those of you who are probably going to buy the one you had as a kid, which is the PAL version. Problem with doing it like this is I got no idea what does what. Oh, hello. There we go, back to menu. So obviously it's a bit, you know, clunky me doing it this way, but I just want to make sure you could play Japanese ROMs, right? So I'm assuming red means exit, exit. Yes. So cool, you can play your Japanese ROMs, and obviously just a really quick go on that. I didn't really feel any impact lags and couldn't really hear any difference in sound. But again, I guess the people who've looked at it, I mean, I'm a diehard Mega Drive guy, but I guess the people who've looked at it, maybe have compared it against the original ones. I'm not going to do that. I'm really not. Now, I do own some PAL games. I just don't like PAL box art, probably because I grew up with the Japanese ones. But what's interesting is, in North America, I know this because I watched Slope's video on it, and I was gutted when he explained it, that in North America you can go to European setting or country, so obviously it'll be in French, Spanish or whatever, but then you get the PAL ROMs, granted they're in 60 Hz, so you get the best of all three worlds. You get Japanese, European and your own, you know, North American, so that's kind of cool. But it, look, right, so release date, you can, right, we're up here, release date, A to Z, genre. I know loads of people have done this already, but I had to because I love the Mega Drive. Number of players, go back to release date, settings, please read this before playing. I don't think so. Language, screen settings. I'm going to go with this for the purpose of, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to go with this for, oh look, CRT filter. There. Right, let's have a look what that looks like. Right, wallpaper settings. Hang on. No, we're going back. Right, screen settings. So it's all in there. That's cool. I do like that. CRT filters on because the option at the top. Right, back. I gotta say, the menus are all cool and stuff like that. Staff credits, legal notice, reset to factory defaults, return to main menu. I think we'll be going to main menu. Menus are nice, easy, manageable. I do like that. So, I thought you could do it by spine. I don't know, is that a Japanese thing? Oh well, I can live with that, but right, so immediately, I think the easiest way to tell if, look, obviously they've included Tetris, which is one of the rarest Mega Drive games ever, everyone knows this, but like, I've played it for emulation, it's pants. Nice for it to be in there, doesn't really need to be in there, that's cool. I like the fact that they have got Konami on board, because it'd be very easy for Konami to say, well hang on a minute, our PC Engine Mini's coming out, we, you know, won't do that. Right, it's Probotector, which is Contra Hardcore, so, you know, we'll be playing that in the Japanese version, which is technically easier because you've got hit points. So I guess they've left that in because it does give you the option to play it, you know, not as this stupid thing, which was mainly thanks to Germany, which is, oh my god, people killing people in video games, even though it's 16-bit graphics will end the world. Shake harder, boy. Right, where's Sonic? There we go. Yeah, like I said, I would have liked Sonic 3. I own it anyway, so it's no biggie. I own most of these, but I guess the alleged Michael Jackson involvement. Look it up. I don't even know if that's entirely true. Maybe it was removed. Apparently the scanlines make it look horrible when it's on YouTube. Nah, it's my channel, I'll cry if I want to. Right. This pad feels so nice. Right. Right. Apparently there's dithering at the top. I'm not noticing it. Again, unless you put it side by side, and could you argue this is for diehard fans, or more just sort of plug and play, get people on board, you know, reward fans for their loyalty because it's 30 years, but also, you know, get a whole new generation in. Having said that, most people know who Sonic is. Do you know what? I'm not noticing any impact lag, and maybe you're out there going, my God, really? Are you blind? And also you're out there going, can you not hear that? But I can, I'm not really hearing any problems with the music. Again, I'm not comparing it side by side. It certainly runs brilliantly. Like I said, I heard people complaining about emulation, but it's M2. I mean, even on a bad day, that stuff's pretty good. Yeah, let's have a look at a couple more games. We're going to Japan again. Let's have a look at Contra Hardcore. Got to reset. That seems to be a problem with all these consoles, doesn't it? I can live with that, right? Remember where stuff is, Dave, so when you go to Japan, you can find your way out. Although I want to look at one of the European countries first. Right, hang on. We'll try one more. Just so you can see what butchered bollocks Contra Hardcore looks like. And it's obviously, that's on it, but that was only in PAL anyway, so... And it's rubbish. I still think, even if you're a robot, if you're self-aware and you can die, then isn't that just as bad as being a bloke who can get shot? What do I know? Again, shake harder, boy. Skip to the end. Skip to the end. Nice. This really pushes it, doesn't it? You know, the tricks and stuff they can do on the Mega Drive. Alright. Alright. Come on, I'm making a quick gameplay, so let's skip to the end. There we go. Looks lovely, pause. Maybe a button on the back of the... I know they're trying to be, you know, faithful. Maybe a button on the back of the pad so I don't have to get up to reset. I could have done with that. So yeah, this may be the crap watered down, you know, European version, but it is 60 Hertz. So is my understanding that everyone said so far. So there you go, in case you never knew what they were. I'm pretty sure most people watch me from the United Kingdom anyway. Well, there you go. Let's see if we can get into Japan. So, actually, like I said, I want to try one in Europe. So I'm pretty sure there are some Genesis ROMs in... Oh yeah, I know what I've got to do. There are some Genesis ROMs in one of the European countries. So yeah, this is just a quick cocking around, alright? So, you know. What's his name? I can't remember the bloke's name now, but isn't this all new? I'm so glad they did do this option. Music, or re-edited versions of the games. Thank you! Very nice touch, that. I'll say it, you know. Repeat myself, I should say. Very nice touch. Multiple ROMs. This clearly seems to be, you know, whether it's aimed at casual people or kind of in between, a nice touch. Let's go with French. I'm sure I saw it somewhere where some of them had Genesis ROMs. I don't know. Oh well. Let's have a look at the game while we're in it. Kid Chameleon never played it. Sonic 2, Shinobi 3. It is nice music. That should not be on here. That should not be on here. Here we go. Darius, 2019. Darius the shooter. Oh shit, factory settings mean that it's got everything turned off, but yeah, this is a nice inclusion. Alright. I'm pretty sure I'm shit at it. I've got Darius 2 on my Japanese Mega Drive. I'm not pretty sure. I am shit at that. Looks very nice. And very hard. I understand wallpapers as well, but should have just left in the ability to have on, it's black, because look, that looks shit. Right. There we go, right, we'll go to Japan, check one more on there, and then we'll get out of Dodge and resume. Where? Oh, no. Let's see what I did there. There you go, sorry, return to principal menu. Where? Right. And again. Like I said, it's no biggie, but would have preferred a... Oh, no, I'm in that menu. Ah, dumbass. A menu on the back, a button on the back. Like I said, I understand why they've made it form to the original, so I don't have to keep getting up. Not the end of the world, but you know. So maybe I dreamt it. Maybe there is no European region that's got Genesis cover art in it, or Genesis ROMs for whatever reason Power ones weren't available. I don't know. Maybe I should get a white stick. Right. Is the music? No, I can't remember the music. Right, where was it? Oh, Vector Man, that's interesting. I forgot that was on here. Earthworm Jim. There you go. No, it's in Japan. My bad. Look, it's staring me in the face at the bottom. Earthworm Jim and Virtua Fighter 2 are Genesis ROMs. Wow. So yeah, just I made this playing section overly long. Oh well, we live, we learn. Right, let's have a look. Why then? That's all in Japanese. Oh, I didn't set the filters up. Careful, Jim, you give yourself roids. I mean, this is all in English then. I mean, quite a lot of Japanese stuff is, I know that. Right, again. Well, Peter won't like that. Yeah, I'm not really noticing any sound issues. I mean, I'm not particularly looking out for it. Right. Well, this was just a quick little play around, just to, you know, I mean, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos, gameplay videos on this and stuff. Get off, Kiora Crow. Yeah, but just a quick little, you know, flavour to see what the menus are like. Granted, I was a little bit clunky at it, but anyway, let's round up. For the records, peeps, I am aware what a clunky little play around that was. It was just to get a quick flavour and stuff like that. You know, the people who put reviews and stuff out there, this is literally just my first hands-on. I will be jumping into this, like, at length and doing some more videos like longer-ish gameplays, so we can see if we can hear these issues with the audio that people have talked about, and we can see some of the issues such as dithering on the screen and stuff like that, and maybe input lag. But just really quickly, you know, cocking around then, and like I said, that was an awkward cock around. I couldn't really notice them, but am I going to notice them in that situation? And unless you put it side by side with the original hardware, are you going to notice it? Because I'm a diehard Mega Drive bloke, but even I would argue that unless you know, if it's not as bad as an At Games Mega Drive sort of emulation and stuff like that, and other machines that do it poorly, are you going to notice it unless it's running the original hardware? But, you know, off the bat, that many games, £69, I think it's an absolute bargain. I really do like the fact that you can change the ROMs. I mean, it's not the same as buying a Japanese one because it's aesthetically going to be different, and is it Musha is on there? Is there another sort of different game listing, stuff like that? But you can play the games in Japanese. That's really cool. And as I said, in the Japanese one, not the European one, there are a couple of Genesis ROMs, which means, as Slope said, does that mean the Genesis ROMs are on it? Which is probably going to be irrelevant, because I'm pretty sure if you look at the work being done at it right now, it's, you know, not far away from being hacked. But yeah, just a quick delve around in that. I mean, I knew kind of what to expect from watching videos, because I tried not to, but I couldn't help myself. It's a nice experience. It's a very nice setup. The actual unit itself, you know, the dust cover, the pull-outs, expansion, ports, you know, the power switch, the headphone, moving volume. They've made an effort on this. I think personally it goes above and beyond, you know, the SNES and the NES Mini when it comes to, you know, attention to detail on overall appearance. I think it's absolutely fantastic. You know, Japanese and UK ROMs would like Genesis ones, but that's probably going to be fixed. And the pads are absolutely superb. I mean, they are really, 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 really nice. I probably will get a 6-button one, but for the purpose of, you know, what is it, 2 games on there, I can live without one for the moment, because I have, you know, enough other means to play Street Fighter. But yeah, I probably will just get one just to complete the package. But honest to God, these pads are, they're absolutely fantastic, tasty and delicious. Would I recommend one? I mean, as I said at the start of this video, there are more than enough ways to play it. It's eye candy for sure. It looks nice on your shelf for sure, the attention to detail and stuff like that. But I mean, if you've got access to all, you know, the entire library of, you know, Mega Drive and Genesis games, and they run absolutely perfectly on whether it's your Pi or stuff like that, and you can play it with these 6-button pads that, you know, that will work on it, but they work on a Pi as well, then do you need it? It comes down to what, you know, what comes down to you like me. I like pies. I have a soft spot. Pies? I like pies actually, but banoffee's my favourite. I like minis. I'm lost in the world of excitement. I like minis, and not just because they look nice on the shelf, but I do actually use them, and all my other ones are hacked, so I certainly will be hacking this. I don't know, it comes down to how big a Mega Drive fan you are and whether you like minis like me. I mean, I wouldn't say it's required ownership. It's an individual thing, but it certainly is, if you buy it, great value for money. And obviously I know I've just dabbled, but I'm going to be doing a lot more gameplays on it. But yeah, I think it's a very, very nice put together package, not just because of how it looks, but the menus, the music, the options, the scan lines, you know, 16:9, stuff like that. And as I said, playing other ROMs, brilliant. So, I mean, are you going to get one? Has this put you off? Maybe I should not cock around so much in the middle when I'm trying to explore the menus. And yeah, I'd love to know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.